Hello, welcome to Maximize Living Chiropractic News. I'm Dr. Ben Lerner, one of the co-founders. Today we want to talk about throwing out the current chiropractic paradigm that isn't working for you and getting in the right one. Start thinking of yourself as a healthcare delivery system where they can come into your office and be a driving force in healthcare and not where they're coming in and receiving some alternative treatment. That model doesn't work. We don't want to be an alternative to anything. What you are is an essential need and a better version of the healthcare system at large. Obviously, our healthcare system doesn't work. All the stats on health are worse than ever. We're at the peak of poor health in history. I was reading some research about a year or so ago when I was putting together our latest kids program. And in fact, something I learned also when I wrote a book with Dr. Joe Mercola called Generation XL, that this generation of children are going to be the first in history to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. To me, how well kids are doing is a great way to judge how well a nation is doing. When the kids' health is at an all-time low, we know the nation has failed. Of course, all of us are familiar with kids' obesity. We're familiar with skyrocketing autism rates, skyrocketing asthma rates, skyrocketing allergy rates. It's only getting worse. So we need to be a driving force. Let's stop arguing over philosophies, let's stop arguing over techniques, and let's have it when somebody comes into your office, they find something very relevant to the needs they have today. We have what we call a 5 essential delivery system that you can either model and use yourself by being a part of Maximize Living or create something on your own. They come to our office and it's cutting edge nutrition. It's spinal correction based on the latest research. We can look at our adjustments on digital motion x-ray, look at the adjustments and the rehab on DMX, and see whether or not it's working. No more arguments over technique. We can look at and say, did it work or did it not work? There are cutting edge ways to do fitness today to really address hormone issues related to diminishing HGH levels, diminishing testosterone levels, and touching those things to stimulate them and make sure people are actually burning fat and building muscle like they need to. We know that we're in an age of toxic onslaught, so we don't want people simply adding more toxins to a healthcare system that uses drugs and surgery. We want people learning how to avoid these things and to detoxify from them. Do you know that today's plastics, today's pesticides, today's chemicals that exist in fabrics and paints and floorings, that these things are not able to be absorbed by the human body, yet people are exposed to them each and every single day? We want to show people how to avoid them and how to do things to detox them and get them out of their body. And actually our #1 essential, that's a huge part of our delivery system, is Maximize Mind. How do you change the way they think about their health, think about their body, so they're committed to this healthcare system called your office for not only presently, but for the rest of your life. Let's throw out being part of a failed chiropractic and a failed healthcare model and become a driving force in healthcare yourself. We want to encourage you every week, just like we do the mass public, to think, to keep learning and discover why you're here.